planned in APO, but only few materials are planned in APO. And how does the MRP procedures help us to ensure that though a few materials are still planned in APO, but the rest of the materials which are still the part of the final product, how are they been taken care by the ECC using the MRP procedures which we have discussed about. And I hope you remember about the different dot sizes which we have discussed.
Yes.
Yeah. And today, even we have discussed about the different types of procurement types, the special procurement keys, what is schedule margin key, and what is the importance of those all. When do they come into the play? And we were about to discuss about the strategy group, which is one of the important, which gives us to speak about the check mode and check instruction, the leading concepts of GATP. So are we ready to go? You have any
Yes.
questions?
No, I'm okay now.
Yeah. So let me know if you are able to see the SAP logon pad.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me. So I'm taking the same example where we have discussed for the MRP1 and MRP2.
Yep.
So we have discussed about the procurement types and the special procurement usage and schedule margin key, right?
Yeah.
Today we are going to discuss about the strategy group. So what is the important thing which we will understand with the strategy group is about what was the scenario which the whole material is going to be planned, whether it will be for make to order or make to stock, make to engineering. But in specific make to engineering, you don't find it to be there because make to engineering is the special phenomenon of make to order scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hope you remember about the make to engineering, make to order scenario which I have explained you. So the way we are saying about the process of push and pull process will whether lead to a make to stock scenario or a make to order scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the a few more internal settings which are there, and how is this strategy group helping us to derive the whole product, especially in GATP segment we will discuss.
Okay.
Let me know if my voice is low.
No, I'm okay.
Is the sound which is coming from your end?
Sorry?
I hear some sound continuously. Is
No,
it from
from
your
my
end?
no.
Okay.
Which kinds of sound?
Mm. As if as how the train moves, right? In the same fashion, train moves. So like
Mm,
that way.
no.
No, I'm like my voice may be low. Sorry for this because of the cold and all. Yeah. So this is about the strategy group which we are going to discuss now about. So let me. I want you to just have a glance of the screen so that I will go back to my notepad and we'll discuss about it, and then we'll come back to this. You should just have a glance of this. So we'll just go back to our notepad, right?
Okay.
So today we will be starting about the strategy group. So we are taking the example of 40, that is planning with final assumption. So I was saying that it plays a vital role. Yes, it plays a vital role in our configuration of our GATP and how it is going to play a vital role. Before that, we will speak something about TOR, that is transfer of requirement. So we on the day one we were discussing about the MAD, that is material availability date. It is quite important for us because the reliable date on which we are with the system which is going to propose. So that is going to play a vital role for all the left for the process to be enabled, right? Hope you remember.
Yeah.
Yes. So now if the MAD has to be generated, the first is the system has to know that for this particular product, for let us say that laptop, let us say the example the point clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So this order, it moves, when it can be an order, or you can say it as a requirement. So when it can be any other type of sales document. So when this requirement flows to ECC to APO, this process is called as transfer of requirement.
Okay.
So this is the first important step which system has to do to ensure that the MAD will be generated by APO, which can be again published to the ECC, which can be again seen to the customer, right?
Published in the
Fair
issue
enough?
means in the sales order.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But first thing what we have to ensure is this transfer of requirement is happening from ECC to APO, right?
A, A, ECC to APO. Correct. Correct. Yes. Yes.
So if you see here, what is the important settings which we see here, and how would that help us in helping the transfer of requirement? You could see here a few segments here, like the requirement type for independent requirements and the requirement type for customer requirements. You see this here, right?
Yes.
Yes. So as I said you, like whenever in the point of requirements, that is when the requirement comes into the place. So this requirement class, that is we are also called as requirement class. So KSV is a requirement class which says about sale order with consumption. So this is a defined values for the particular strategy group, whatever you are going to use. So this will be the defined values which are there, and even the requirement class which is there, which also been defined here. So this will be carried out to APO. So according to that, system will understand. Okay, so this requirement class has come where it is speaking about warehouse consumption. So now we will take the example of laptop here again. Here, when an order has received to me, I'm saying a sales order now because we know it's a firm order. When an order has received to me, my major responsibilities will be two. The first one is, do I have sufficient stock? The second would be, if not, how can I take it further? Right? This will
Yeah.
be the two important responsibilities where I expect if the sale order has come. So for this, for the first answer, do I have sufficient stock? The requirement class plays a vital role where it says like warehouse consumption. So we have different values for different strategies. So if I have to see how does my warehouse consumption is happening, so I will use strategy group, that is planning with final assembly, where I'm ensuring that do I really have the order is can it consume the warehouse stock which is there? Hope you got me. Whereas the other requirement class, that is VSF, where the requirement class is 101 planning with assembly, it says that if the stock is not sufficient enough, you have a process of assembling it. That means like for the if not, how I can take it further. So in this, if I have the set of all the components like keyboard, monitor, mouse and all, I can assemble them. I can assemble them and I can get my final product. Assemble the final product and I'm sorry. Require. Jalat,
Yep.
yeah, were you able to catch my point? So I have two requirement classes in my strategy. So one requirement class says about, so this will be, you can expect in ECC. You may ask me, Arvind, why I could only expect this in ECC, why not in APO? The thing is, when I'm saying about assembly, as we see, if you see the planning,
Hello. Hello.
it should be vital enough, or it should be taking care of all the rest of the items and all. So those all are the different segments where you see that, okay, the rest of the materials which are required for me, whether are they sufficient enough or not. So is the good enough sufficient stock of materials are available in to ensure that the material can be processed. So that was still was the part of ECC to be handled, right? Hope you remember.
Arvind, your voice was break around 1 or 2 minutes. I was not here.
Okay.
So you were showing me the screen like the class 050 and 101, and after that your voice was break. So I could not hear.
Okay. Now you are able to hear me at least. Now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, 1 minute. Now you should be able to see the SAP screen even.
Yes, yes.
Are you? Yeah. So here you are able to see two requirement classes, right? One is
Yes,
requirement type for independent requirements, and another one is requirement type for customer requirements. Am I right?
yes. Hello.
Do you remember When did I discuss about independent and dependent requirements, Jalaj?
Yes. So independent requirement like the materials. So if we say example, when the material is dependent to other one. So for manufacturing the laptop, the keyboard and the mouse, or we can sorry, motherboard are dependent for the laptop final product.
Exactly. Exactly. So when I was speaking about the MRP planning, where to ensure that my final product, which still has dependencies, whether they are sufficient enough in the stock or whether they are good enough in their assembly line, to ensure that I was using the concept of independent and dependent requirements, right? So this class derives, we know that using the what you say, the low level code or using the bomb structure and all, system will make sure, system will for sure knows that it is in need of all the components which are required. So or to make my assembly to make my assembly start for my laptop, so a keyboard, motherboard and all are required. That is known for me because of my low level code concept, or let us say even the bomb structure. That is fine enough. But a requirement class will derive you to ensure that this whole explosion of bomb is happening for a requirement or for a order. Hope you got me.
Yeah,
Yes, right? So
yeah.
how about the requirement class which is there in for the customer requirement? So for my customer requirement, so as I said you, we have to answer two important questions whenever we get a order, or let us say a request. It should be like, do I have sufficient stock, or instead of do I have sufficient stock, do I do any other thing, or like do I do any sort of other ATP? Because the overall GATP, when you say the global availability to promise, so irrespective of whether you are going to use a advanced method or basic method, this or the concept which you are going to speak now, like whether it is a check mode or check instruction, will be common for all, will be common for across all the different methodologies which GATP uses. So that is the reason why it it ensures that these two questions have been addressed. So using this strategy group, where it has two important requirement classes. So the requirement class which is speaking about the customer requirement, that means how am I going to address my customer's requirement. So I have took the example of strategy group 40, right? So let me make you go through with another strategy group so that you will understand like the requirement class and all still varies for each of the strategy group, strategy type of planning which you are going to use. If you see here, the I hope you are able to see SAP screen.
Yes, yes.
If you see here, here the requirement class is something different, and the requirement class for customer requirement is also different. So stock, if you see here, the for independent requirement, it is one of the planning without assembly. So I need not really bother about what are my assembly requirements. I am saying to my system that, to my ECC system or to my MRP where it is going to happen, to ensure that, so what are the different requirements which are there, like, so well, let me say for the same example of laptop, where I should not be like, if I think like all the dependent components are also planned in APO, but not my final laptop. My laptop is planned in ECC, but rest of the components of my laptop are planned in APO. So I can use this strategy so that even if I do not have sufficient stock of keyboard or monitor or any other component, ECC need not bother about it because it is been planned in APO. Am I right?
So
But
how? So
yes, yes. You were asking me, Arvind, then how does the planning happen in that segment? So as I said you right, the requirement transfer,
my
the transfer of requirement happens from ECC to APO stating that I have got a requirement for laptop. So APO's responsibilities will be to ensure that whether the keyboard, monitor, mouse and all are still available or not. Hope you got me.
so planning without assembly. That means
Yes.
if I talk about the assembly, assembly means the motherboard and keyboard like that. Correct?
Can you come again?
So planning without assembly. That means if we talk about if we understand the same example, the assembly means motherboard and keyboard, something like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes, yes.
So planning without assembly, that means I need to plan laptop only.
Yes, you need to plan only laptop. You are not bothered about your assembly parts.
So that means, so 103 class means planning without assembly. That means I need to plan only laptop. That means the planning in the ECC or GATP.
Good question. So this is where you are saying about when I say about this requirement class, you are speaking for especially to the a system which will take care of independent requirements and dependent requirements. So it will be ECC, right? Am I
Mm,
right?
yes, means
Yes, right.
no.
Yeah, go
So
ahead, go ahead.
I'm saying like uh, the planning without assembly. So are we? So this means the planning is happening in GATP or ECC. My question is like how it tells me, or it decide like on the basis of MRP type for this material.
So now MRP type was clear for you in order to distinguish. It was helpful for us whether the particular material has to be planned in ECC or APO. So I'm saying about a
Yes.
material now, a laptop whose all components are not planned in ECC or not planned completely in APO, right? So you have
Yeah.
the intervention of ECC and also APO, right?
Yeah.
So the two parties have to work now. Am I right? So this is applicable for both of now. So here, but how is this? Say I maintain this strategy group as 50 to my laptop, okay? But left of the string materials I have different other strategy groups and they are planned in APO. Let us say, okay. So this laptop is planned in ECC. Let me know if the point is not clear because this is really an important topic to be understood. So in laptop is been placed in ACC, but the components are planned in APO. Okay.
So if the component is planning APO, then component should have this class, show the
Yes.
strategy, because it is saying
Yes.
planning without.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So here for that, I was saying about transfer of requirement, right? TOR.
Yeah.
Yes. So this requirement transfer, that is transfer of requirement, will ensure that a request is raised or a system APO is acknowledged that a request has raised for laptop. So because the components of this laptop are planned in APO, APO has to give a responsive answer. Like it has to give the respective answer, which will ensure that the laptop assembly can happen. Hope you got me. No, yes.
So Arvind, I have a doubt. First of all, suppose we don't have any GATP. So do we use the strategy or not?
Good. Very good question. So though you don't have any GATP and a normal ECC system, still you go for strategy group.
So if the checkbox which you are pointing now, that can work for the both side. Like even we have ECC or if we have ECC or GATP.
Yes, yes, you are true. So but when the GATP system is in place, how does this setting will make you there are few more things which you have to see. Like if you're going to see the check mode screen, the check instruction screen, then you will go you will understand more in detail. But here now I'm whatever the my motto now to make you understand is the system ECC system when a particular product has been assigned with a specific strategy group, it makes sure that the transfer of requirements can be taken can happen at the same time. The requirement class is also been transferred from ECC to APO to according to this transfer of requirement and also the requirement class. We are going to decide how does the check mode is going to be configured and how is check instruction will be configured and how does the system understands about it. So the 2 points are clear, right? System has a strategy group is assigned when a strategy group is assigned for a particular material. So internally the requirement classes are also been assigned to that. Hope you that point was clear for you at least, right?
Yeah, but small doubt again. The if you
Yes,
go on the SAP screen, just go to the SAP screen, please.
yes, I'm on
So
SAP screen.
yeah, so suppose this strategy is assigned to the your product laptop, correct?
Yes,
Let's assume.
yes,
So uh, if I talk about the first requirement class, planning without assembly, that means I'm talking about the laptop planning in the GATP.
Yes.
And if this strategy is assigned to the motherboard, then then in that case, uh, we will assume like motherboard would plan in GATP without assembly. So without further co-product of the motherboard.
Can you please repeat? In motherboard it was clear.
So
Like 1 minute, 1 minute.
yeah.
So first thing we were you were clear, right? Whether if a product has to be supported by the sales view, sales tab. That means you will decide like which type of materials have to be planned. I mean have to be allowed to be sellable. So that was clear, right? I have said you like using the sales tabs and all. You ensure that this particular product can be sold. So those materials which you do not try to sell it, so you may not have that extensive sales tabs like sales tab 1 and sales tab 2, where you will be using if you're want to ensure that this particular product if you to whenever you want to make an order for this, the sales tabs data will also be captured, that you know, right? Like you want you have created a material, so for that is any active sales tab or is available or not, that is the first thing which you will have to understand. That was clear for you, or you still have a question for that? So as how we
No,
have maintained the FRP tabs, so if the particular material, if you think that this is sellable, so for laptop and the keyboard, so for keyboard you need not have any sales tabs because you are not going to sell these keyboards, but you are going to have the sales tabs for your laptop because you're going to sell these laptops, right? That is clear,
yeah,
right?
yes,
So whenever you are going to create an order, so when in the sale order, if you are going to enter the material, so when the moment you enter the material, it will go to the material master and it will see was it assigned to this company code, was it assigned to any division, if there is any division, if this was division, if it is there, it will allow you to go further process the order, or else it will stop you saying that this particular material was not assigned to the company code, something as such. This will be the error which you will be seeing. That was clear, right, for you now? So now you can distinguish that this, when an order comes, it will come only for a laptop but not for the keyboard. That was clear. Is that clear?
yes, that is clear. But I was talking about the strategy group, the 40 and
Yes.
50, which you shown me. So,
Yes. Yes.
so like there was an example without assembly and with assembly. So shall I
Yes.
understand like if it is with assembly, that means GATP would plan with assembly, means GATP would also look the motherboard and the keyboard. And if it is without assembly, then GATP would only look the laptop only to plan. Hello.
So are you trying to understand the difference between the strategies, two different strategies, that is 40 and 50, planning without final assembly and planning with assembly, planning with
Yes,
final assembly?
yes,
So
yes,
when I
yes.
say
So
planning with final assembly, my assembly should bother. I mean, my final assembly is will only start only when I have all my assemblies which are ready. If they are not ready, my assembly cannot happen. So
but
the
GATP would
example will
bother or
be
not? But GATP would bother or not? Like if the material is not relevant for GATP planning,
okay.
the assembly product, then GATP would bother or not? That's what I'm saying.
No, no, no. Can you elaborate so in the laptop? So when you say in the 40, I was saying about the final components are planned. The semi-finished components are planned in APO. So I was taking that example, right? Hope you remember.
Yes, laptop one.
Yes, laptop. So when I'm going for this requirement class, I said you right. We have only two questions to answer, Jalaj. Do I have sufficient stock or not? So if I do not have sufficient stock, what is the next further action I can take it. So those are the two important answers I have to ensure. So whether I'm planning in ECC completely or when I'm planning in APO completely, or whether I'm planning with ECC and APO collaboration, right?
Yes.
So when you say so here I was saying about planning without final assembly. So I'm not bothered about my assembly, but still I'm planning for my material. I'm still planning for that laptop. So enough stock is available or not. If it is not available, should I procure the material, or should I start producing this laptop and then give the answer to the customer? So this is still the same two questions are still applicable here. Only the way how I'm going to plan my material is varying. So if you take the example of kitting, you have ever heard about kitting, like for example bicycles and all. So you will not get it in an assembled way. You don't get the bicycles in an assembled way. You still get it as a kit. So once you go to a shopkeeper, he removes the kit in front of you, and he's going to assemble it, and then he's going to give you the product, right?
Yeah.
So so when you're trying to plan for the frame of the bicycle, so obviously you are not concerned about whether the pedal is available or not, whether the handle is available or not, because your frame, though it's still a part of the whole cycle, because you are going for the kitting planning. So still your assembly is not really important, or is not going to stop your complete manufacturing of your frame, because it is not been assembled there at the right at the same time, but it is assembled at the customer's destination. So the material is varying, so according to that the strategy is also varying. But for the laptop, you don't expect the shopkeeper gives you a RAM and hard disk and says you like, sir, you can insert, please try to uh, attach this to your laptop and use it. You don't expect that. So you expect the completely assembled laptop in front of you should be given to you. So only the assembling should happen only if either of the part is missing, the assembly cannot happen. So the strategy is varying depending on the different materials. That was clear, right?
Yes, yes. So now I understand. So your first question was we have sufficient stock. I think that should be apply for the second strategy, requirement type for customer requirement. Correct?
Yes,
Like
exactly.
and,
It is for requirement for customer's requirement. Correct.
and and second question, like how we need to take up further, that should be achieved by that we can
The
achieve by the
first,
first one.
exactly, correct. So those two questions were addressed by this strategy group
Okay.
with these two different requirement classes I'm saying. So I'm just telling you why do we have two requirement classes first, and how is this requirement class 2 that is for the customer requirement, because we know that this particular product is not being used, I'm sorry, is not being planned in ECC. So the MAD should be, the customer's requirement should be moving to APO, right?
Yes.
So this requirement transfer will help me to do it. And you see here another check here, right? Availability check.
Yeah.
So even if it is, if it is not checked, you will not see the availability of a particular material. So I said you right, whether did I have enough stock of this laptops or anything as such, so that sufficient the stockage availability and all will not be checked if you don't have this availability check is active. Excuse me. Let me go back to planning with final assembly, and then I will show you, because it is checked there, so that will help you to see it. Sorry, I was unable to speak to you continuously because of my cold.
It's okay.
So for strategy 40, here I have two classes, right? VSF and
I'm
KSF.
not. Yeah. Now I'm able to see the screen. Yes. Yeah.
So I have two requirement classes. So now it was clear, right? So the first question, like, okay, how I'm able to satisfy my customer, like maybe using my stocks or any other methodology and all, any other procedures and all. So that is being addressed by my customer's requirement class, that is this requirement class. So these are still named as two same as requirement class, but this plays a significant role because this is being transferred to APO, requirement transfer, and availability should, whether it has to be checked or not, you're trying to see using this check mark. So this requirement class plays a very vital role for me. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. So for this strategy group 40, I have a requirement class 50, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So now you have understood this is a requirement class. So I will make you to go through a small document. So where you will be able to see how basically the overall uh, process of transfer of requirement happens and how does it actually reflect in our APO with the configuration I will be showing you.
Okay.
Let me know once you're able to see a Word document. So I want you to note down, like memorize this complete diagram. So this is